beautiful. I hope that this finds you well rested and ready to begin your day. This is your Daily Tarot and Oracle, your daily insight on life and love from May 20th, 2022. Also being timeless wherever you're catching this in time. This might be relevant. You know, I'm not even tired. Why am I yawning? Must be, I don't know what it is. But anyway, this is General Collective. Don't force this to fit your life. You can always let it fall away. You can ask questions about booking a private reading, which, you know, there's an email in the description, or you can find me on the social platforms. It's at Raising Savak, RAISINGSEVAK. I'm spelling it out because all this stupid spam accounts that have been out there. It's ridiculous. I love that people have been sending me the screenshots of them messing with them. It's been flipping hysterical. All right, you, if you have any questions about that or any other of my services, pricings, details, whatever, go to the description. Definitely reach out to me. I look forward to connecting with you. Let's kick off this reading. Look at that. Look at that. This is all about you. Well, okay, I could say this is you or somebody that you're dealing with. I feel like it's you. But if not, this is what's going on. So it looks like I'm yawning again. God, I need coffee. I have coffee right here. I just don't want to drink it yet. Okay. It is a major light at the end of this tunnel. It feels like finally things are starting to get easier. You're starting to really live by some pretty stoic principles. Not pulling any punches, really just tired of letting things go easy. I think that the cloudiness, the fogginess in your life is starting to dissipate. There's a lot of realizations around that. And this is part of you. The way that you could be losing your crap, ungrounded, angry even, feelings of inadequacy and insecurity. The King of Pentacles is somebody who's irrational and beyond stubborn. I don't have a better word for stubborn right now. It's beyond stubborn. It's absolutely a mental mind F there. So I think that you are a wonderfully sensitive person, all wonderful things. But when we don't channel it correctly, we tend to hurt ourselves with it. And I feel like part of this, part of the lack of progress in your life has been freaking out that what it would mean about you, for you, even to you, if you took accountability for your own lack of progress, your own inaction towards it. Huge lessons in that one, that sometimes we are our own worst enemy. And why do we do this? Well, it is a personal rebellion, but I'm also seeing the devil energy around this. So it feels like disconnect. It feels like disassociation and just not really willing or not ready to start whatever the cycle is. We are all guilty of this at some point. I'm not giving you crap. So let's look at this. Bottom of the deck, soulmates. Always waiting for the right person, the right situation, the right timing, all of that to show up. That's what's been waiting for. You, it's like waiting for your future to come to you rather than taking action on it. There's a lot of laws of the universe that are in order, but you have to see that you stood still at this particular moment. And I guess that stopped the progress. It wasn't even waiting. It was just sitting there waiting for, okay, so waiting, but in a different sense, waiting for this life to come towards you. You have got to be proactive in this and be a co-creator in this. What you do, the other side does. I forget what that is when it does that mirroring imaging on, it's a type of artistry. But anyway, this is why that was. It was waiting for perfection, waiting for the correct person, situation, things to come into play. And Spirit was telling you to get off your keister. Why? Why? Well, you staying stuck was maintaining the absolute hell that you were in. You know, it's not even necessarily that it was hell. I mean, we have the Devil card here, but the Devil's in reverse, talking about disassociation here. And it was staying stuck. And just, if it's, I kind of want to say purgatory. It feels like a mental and emotional purgatory, staying stuck there. Now, I get that sometimes it's good to rest. Right, not enough of this. I think I've yawned 5 times in this reading so far. It's been nearly 6 minutes. Okay. Let's see what that does. I'm not even tired. Maybe I need new airflow. Anyway, back to the reading. I'm sorry. So, it was like you felt that you have done enough of the work, and for once you want everything else to step up on the other side of this. The thing is, you don't even see how things were stepping up for you because it wasn't in your view at this point in time. The more that you continue on your path, the more that the other side gets to meet you. So it's giving that image of everything drawing together and meeting at the ends. And it's like, you got to continue drawing towards this goal because you don't know when it's going to meet up. But if you stop drawing, you're going to stop right there. It's not meant to find you. It's meant to connect with you as you find yourself along this path. So when did you stop? And the whole why you stopped it, again, just feels like you were annoyed, aggravated, or just waiting for the correct person situation. All the while, you're not making the mental, emotional, and physical process to actually be able to see what those perfections or compatibilities are. So, this is where you have to be holding yourself accountable for how you had held yourself back in those moments. You had nothing holding you back other than yourself. You were right on the fence with those swords with nothing that was really holding into deep root. I'm sure that it was those points in those days where you just kind of want to lay down and watch either cartoons or whatever your guilty pleasure is. Or even in just indulgence, trying to pass the time. So then we have the Death card, which is not about death, it's about a new cycle that's coming in. So we have, it's a 13, so, okay. I wanted to say 8, but it's a 13. Break it down to a 4, that's foundations, great, grand, wonderful, I don't care. Now this is ascension and a new start, which is not necessarily going to be the most favorable thing. I do see the excitement, but I also see the annoyance of the entire thing. So I'm going to look at these 4 cards here because there's an annoyance that's coming from you of like, how much more do I have to do? What do I have to do? What is this gonna involve? Am I just gonna be doing this for the rest of my life? Yeah, in a sense, yes. And that's annoying in itself if you think that it's not building towards anything. And if you think that it's not building towards anything, what actions can you take to see that you are building towards something that you want? Not just building for the sake of building. What are you doing? Building up? Yeah, sure, but where? I don't know. Up. What's the building for? I don't know. Great. No. All right, so that's the annoyance that's coming in on you because it feels like all the swords are over your head when you have the one that's underneath that you can cut away at any time. You don't get to see this world in just the way that you want and just see it like that and not take action towards it. You got to cut yourself free from all this crap before those swords fall into your head. Break that glass and start actually living this life. So, my dear, it's time for you to move on. It's time for you to leave. It's time for you to take your cup and get the F out of Dodge. I said what I said. Seems like time has been slowing down for you. I know how that goes. I know how aggravating that is. It's time to let go. And it's not any sort of failure. You got to take action again. It seems like you have to let go because you have to just let everything die away. No, it's time for you to get your keister moving. You have a long journey ahead of you. No, it's not going to stop. You have breath in your body. It's not going to stop. So this is all about structure and discipline and not actually having to work so hard. I think part of the whole laying down aspect was it was either all or nothing. Why can't it just be consistent? I don't care if you're crawling. Keep moving. So this, I feel like you're starting to wake up. The work is going to be tedious for a bit, and I'm sorry to tell you that, but it is what it is. So let's see how much work you're going to have to do. Let's see. Alrighty. Okay. We have the Seven of Wands and the Emperor. So it feels like you're, I'm seeing two different stories here. I'm going to pull another card. The two stories that you're telling yourself is that you have to defend what is yours, what is part of you, what has been part of you, becoming the Emperor. You don't have to live vicariously through your bad decisions. Yes, you were a person who, in any way, shape, or form, has dropped the ball, who has delegated responsibility to another at times. And again, it goes up to this concept of all or nothing. You had either put it all on somebody or they had dumped it on you. And I know that that is very frustrating to hear, because all we really tend to see is when everybody is dumping on us. And then we start to potentially get help. I don't know, maybe you didn't have help, but now it's like, I'm not going to help anyone until everyone helps me. That's awesome, but it's not really feasible for your path. And this is saying stop watering those dead seeds. All it's going to do is upset you even more. You have to start standing up for yourself as the Emperor. Own your challenges and your mistakes and your path and use it to your advantage. You're not going to use this against anyone else. This is not about bad choices. It's not that at all. It's about learning what choice is not yours, learning what is taking you away from what it is that you want to experience. Lose it and go in another direction, because your fate and your destiny is doing the work with you to meet up at a certain point. When you are doing something that is against yourself and your integrity and your path, guess what happens to fate and destiny? It starts going in the other direction. And how infuriating is that? Drive somebody bug nuts, I tell you that. Okay, so what's the advice? Temperance. Take your flippin' time. You're not doing a dead sprint. All right, you're gonna screw up on the streaks when you're trying to draw this big, beautiful portrait of your life. Take your time. Let your cup be slowly filled by stuff that you want to experience. And understand that just because you are having upsets in life doesn't mean that you are necessarily on the wrong path. There's all those times and tribulations that I've talked about on numerous videos. This is leading to the sun over the horizon. Yes, there's going to be a lot of challenges in this, but when you are on this journey, you're going to be even more equipped with tools to handle this mountain. I don't know if you quite recall, but the Fool has this stick that is holding up their belongings. And they use that stick eventually to help them up those mountains and in those hard times. And whatever was in that sack, that Fool is using to their advantage. And it turns out to be some sort of a cloak to protect themselves with. Time has warned them, but it hasn't dulled them. Alrighty, you. So this is saying you have some choices that you have to make that you have been on the fence about. Not quite sure if you want to go left or right. Awesome. Get off the stupid fence. The thing is, look at, okay, notifications. Why don't I ever remember to turn this off? Okay, Two of Swords, balance and restoration. It's about allowing yourself to experience something. And the only reason why I'm saying that in this moment is because the moon, I'm seeing it as going towards a new moon, which is things that you want to attract to yourself. So we have the Swords here. Are you going to go left? Or are you going to go right? What are you going to cut away? What are you going to cut yourself a piece of? And I said what I said. All right. The Two of Swords, their eyes are peeking out from under this blindfold. There's no way that they don't see the decisions that they're making. It's like they're afraid of taking full responsibility of it for, fear of making the wrong choice. There is no wrong choice. There's only experience and destination. So, all of which leads to the same thing. Destination, your experience is going to get you there eventually. Okay. So, knowing that no matter what, you are going to be fulfilled, but what you're going to be fulfilled of is still in the air. Advice, the Hermit. Don't be afraid to ask questions, and I mean it. People are always talking about how there's no dumb questions, and then they ask the most absurd questions that have nothing to do with anything. Don't be afraid to sound stupid to get your answer. There's more than one person who has the very same type of question, probably worded differently, but this is what's going to be part of finding your path. And it's not even just about asking others questions. Start asking yourself some real questions. Like, what the heck is in front of your feet? What are you standing on? Where did your bag go? Because it's the Fool at some point. How did you obtain this lantern? Where's the light coming from? I used to think that it was a star when I first started doing tarot like 23 years ago. It's a Merkaba awakening. A Merkaba is your own internal light. Your own internal light is your guiding system on this. And you still have to be aware of your surroundings. I don't know if you noticed, but this person is looking down at their feet. Honestly, dude, straighten your back. That's all I gotta say. Okay, so the advice is not to be afraid to ask questions, even to yourself, and to check your surroundings, see how that meshes with your internal guidance, the Merkaba awakening. The Lovers. So this is leading towards the Lovers. Is it love and relationships? Probably not in this sense. I really feel like this is about you and getting your crap together in life. So, let's see. I do see that this is still going to be a challenge for you at times because you're working on the shadow aspects of, I think, long-term struggles in your life. Now, this could be childhood issues. This could be dietary issues, for God's sakes. It could be any type of long-term issues in your life. So, let's see, we have utter fulfillment, joy, but when people do these readings, what really annoys me is they don't ever talk about the ability to really have the challenges in this. It's not always going to be up, up, up. You're going to have some sort of differentiation going on in here so that you can have some sort of guidance, polarity, yeah. So, it is going to be hell for you at times. You're going to have to make a lot of choices, and it seems like ones that come out of nowhere that tend to confuse you. And this was, okay, wait a minute. This was part of the, okay, this was behind the Kermit? Oh my God. Well, now I need to get the Muppet Babies or the Muppets Tarot and Oracle because I need to get the Kermit card. I'm sorry. I know this reading is kind of bizarre, but it's me, so what are you going to do? Fulfillment. Seems like life is giving you a cup when you are not open to it and when it's coming out of nowhere because you're focused on something else. Probably focused on what was supposed to be a sure bet in life. That disappointment, that's leaving you kind of sour. I think that you're really trying to push beyond that and experience the fulfillment, but it's like you're looking at the past for it, the past that's over. I just clanked my teeth. So, hope, restoration, and also this is going to start to bring you back to life. I am seeing a sense of vitality come back. I think that you're starting to emotionally connect to your path and journey again. There's something about it that's exciting you. Somebody is working on being vulnerable and emotional and learning how to give back. I do feel like this is you. There's a lot of major life decisions, and you have to really look and see what it is that's in your cup, what it is that you do want to experience, and all of it is surrounding a sense of confusion that you keep trying to come out of. Don't be afraid to be locked in on feeling like you are either naive or ignorant, all of which is gonna have you, what was that? Such a bizarre day. It's having you keep your eyes wide open. I don't think that this is survivalism. I think that it's high alert so that you could actually start to gain momentum on your path again. And again, a lot of your upsets that have dwindled you on your path, it's all dealing with stuff from the past that is your shadows that you need to cut away. But you didn't even know that you needed to cut this away because this has been so deeply packed away inside of you and somehow part of your personality. So when you see this and you see what's causing you stagnance and you can cut it away and release it, this is going to kind of alter your personality. It's going to be a slow transmutation of yourself, but it's leading to the Lovers, utter fulfillment. It's just going to have some bumps along the way, but and an all around on this, Spirit is saying, get off your butt. It's getting good. You have to be proactive in this, co-creator, proactive. And it's definitely going to have bumps and bruises along the way because there's stuff about you that you need to face that you tucked away and it is nice and festering now. But after that, you get the Lovers and major life choices that you get to make with a clear head. So it's leading to something really major for you. Definitely change in the personality, which I think is just going to be even more confidence. So, my dear, that has been the Daily Tarot and Oracle for... Daily Tarot and Oracle, Daily Insight on Life and Love for May 20th, 2022. And again, that's being timeless. So wherever you're catching this in time, this might be really relevant for what's going on with you. Your individual storyline will always be more detailed, in depth, and intense. So if you have questions about booking a private reading and seeing where all this is leading for you, again, go to the email. It's in the description, where you can find me on social platforms, and send me a DM. Do not give out your private information. There could be spams out there. So again, it's the @ RAISINGSEVAK, no spaces, underscores, punctuations, or numbers. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. And until next time, stay safe, have fun, and know that you're greatly loved and appreciated. Bye for now. So I'm looking at these cards, and what I'm feeling immediately from them is that your soulmates are not your saviors. Your kindred spirits, your soulmates, your twin flames, whatever you want to call them, they're not your saviors. You have these amazing souls that are around you that are without question a blessing. And it's here to appreciate your time with them and not count the minutes that you are with them. It's supposed to be timeless. They are going to be coming in and out of your life through all of your transitions. So in this, sometimes you might feel alone. You might feel like they're not around you. It's not time for you to give up. You're not really alone. It feels like you're alone, but this is part of the transitional phase for you, and they're going to meet up with you on the other side of this because they have to go through their own transition too. And it's a door that is open that only you can walk through. Only one can walk through at a time. I love this whole idea of, we walk hand in hand, we go through this together. In a way you do, but it's you who has to take the step forward and go through that open door. They're going to meet you on the other side of this. Now, you don't quite know how long these amazing individuals are going to be in your life, but understand that you have things to do and that they have things to do, and you're not always going to be able to be there for them either. This is saying it doesn't mean that they are not important and that they aren't going to be there. It's, don't be afraid to step forward if nobody is around you at the moment, because they are going to be meeting up with you right after. Every side of this is watching out for the other side. So you watching out for them watching out for you. Everybody in this connection is cheering each other on. You got to keep going with it. It feels like it's over. It feels like this destination has come to a complete stop. No. The distance is, well, going the distance in reverse is taking away the concept of time in this connection and letting it be the deep, beautiful richness that it is. You guys have places that you have to be in. There's energies that need to be kind of entangled on this. So when you guys reunite, you guys will have picked up these different tools, and it will make you guys together stronger as a unit. But it's kind of like a chain going in and out. Don't be afraid if you're alone right now. Everybody is doing the work to come back together in this. And I really hope that this made sense. It's not a negative thing. It's more of like an opportunity to set you free of that feeling of burden and potential remorse. Sometimes when a situation or a person in your life keeps hurting you, it's not that you are doing the wrong thing in that time. You are being shown that pain as a way of fate and learning when to let go of something. Even though you refuse, it's going to continue to hurt you until you do let go. Spirit tends to humble us in that way. So this, what I'm seeing right here, a reason for hanging on to either this person or this situation is it used to be ideal for where you were in life. And I know that you had wished that something would have grown with you and changed with you and still been in that same boat, but not everything tends to work that way. And Spirit is trying to tell you, let your expectations, let your needs and desires, let all of that change right now. What made you happy before isn't necessarily what's going to make you happy now. This could be something that you've been overthinking and staying dead set on a certain path. Spirit is telling you that, well, through a lot of signs around you, is be very present in your environment. It's trying to give you signs for what no longer is right in alignment with you. And look at the why behind it. Just because you can fit into certain areas doesn't mean that you belong there. It means that you have done enough morphing of your personality to keep some sort of peace, but in a way that really sacrifices a beautiful part of yourself that probably doesn't need to be sacrificed. There's always compromise in situations and in relationships. I'm not talking about just general compromise. This, in a way, is talking about how you had sacrificed so much of yourself and how that was not in alignment with you. And Spirit wants you to show up in the most beautiful and authentic way that you can about yourself. And I feel like this is making it almost insufferable to play the part that you had been playing before. And it's almost like a backhand to continue to play this way. So Spirit is telling you, listen, you're meant for more. Not that this is bad, it's not bad, it's just not for you, especially right now. Let yourself be moved. You have so many more treasures up ahead. This is deeply written in your soul. The fact that this hurts is fate in itself. You need to know that something that it was even good could run an expiration date and turn sour. But it doesn't mean that it was bad. It means that it hit its expiration date. And now it's time to move on to those different treasures and have a whole new world of experience with them. So what I'm seeing here is, we can always call it procrastination, but it looks like there's just a lot of talk that is going on in your life right now. And really no action. It feels like that seems to be a dead zone for you right now. And it's frustrating. It's really just about in action towards all these grand ideas that you had and the reason behind it. It's, you have a very specific gift, but it seems like this gift isn't ready to come out. And there's a lot of illusions around it. Seems like I don't feel like you have to stick with any one thing in your life. Obviously you can, but this is saying you have a lot of grand ideas, and the fact that they haven't taken shape is because you haven't tied off loose ends in your life. You haven't gotten closure on a certain part of your life. So I kind of want to, you know, I want you to think about why that is. What haven't you gotten closure to? What are the upsets, the disappointments, the hurts, or the sense of, oh, well, maybe. Like, what is that? This is preventing you from stepping forward. The past is not going to happen. It's done. It's history. Those moments are gone. You're never going to get them again. But right now, this point of inaction, you are also wasting these moments right now, never to get them back. Your potential, your ideals, your big picture, your big dream, it needs to have action taken on it. Otherwise, it's going to taunt you all the way to your last breath. That is going to be one of the worst pains that you can experience. Aside from the obvious, if, you know, something, I can't even compare it, because obviously there are unimaginable pains, like losing a child. I cannot imagine what that pain feels like. And there's obviously those other things, but we're talking about your potential right now and this big dream that you have. So if you don't get closure on the past, those failures, those upsets, those people who have let you down, you're going to stay stuck, and you are going to hate every moment of it, and you are going to waste even more of those moments, and you are going to get angry at that and yourself. So look at what you need closure on, because this is the hurdle and what's blocking you getting into the flow state of what your big ideas and dreams are. We all, on some level, need to do this. So what are the hurdles that you need to overcome, and what is the closure that you need to get? It's time that you take action on this now, because your life is waiting for you to take the next step. All right, so I have a bunch of cards from Daily Guidance from Your Angels. It just happens to be this way. I thought I was going to be done pulling. They're like, no, one more. It ends on energy work. So look at how many flipping cards came out. Holy crap. It's time that you really learn to listen to yourself. The biggest relationship that you will ever have is one that you have with yourself. Believe it or not, you're there day in, day out. Even when you want to mentally check out, you're still there with yourself. You don't have a babysitter for your brain now, do you? So this is talking about working on the relationship that you have with yourself, and your issues with having abundance in life. Now that can mean a lot of things: material, financial, just more. What do you want to have more of? So this is getting in touch with the inner child and letting them come out to play. Be playful, be joyful, get into that vibration of lightheartedness. This is something that your heart has to go through a healing and regain confidence. There's been an issue, an upset in your upbringing, whether it's from your family of origins or from your peers, whatever your surroundings are. This has caused a lot of hesitance in you acting and feeling that lighthearted abundance. So this is what's being worked on right now, so you can have a better understanding and relationship with yourself. And also, this is telling you, don't try and be a hero and do this alone. It's important that you do energy work. So this might involve you going to get some sort of energy work done. I mean, that could be Reiki, it could be hypnosis, it could be coaching, it could be acupressure, puncture, whatever the heck it is. There's so many forms of energy work. Go look and see what might be right for you. So this is going to help you find balance and find you restored in yourself. You really need to listen to the way that you and your body speak together. What does this say about you? How do you either let yourself achieve things? How do you let yourself stumble and get in their own way? Again, we're all guilty of this, but it's coming up right now, and this is definitely dealing with what your surroundings were, and we got to change that connection to it. This is a hurdle. It is not a, it's not a castle wall. So you're going to be able to release this, and I think that you're going to find a new sense of lighthearted healing that's going on with this, and you'll start to see yourself in a much more playful and beautiful light. And then just honestly, I want to know what happens when you create that magic. I want to see what that looks like on you. So it's going to be a while to find some sense of balance and some sense of self. It looks like it's been a lot of challenging news in your life where you ultimately had to let go, feeling like you're kind of numb to the pain at this point, and it's not going to be anything other than loss after loss after loss. This could be actual deaths in your life, or financial losses, financial hits, material losses, material hits, whatever it is. It's going to take a while for you to find balance from that, but it looks like a new cycle is coming into play, and you're not quite sure how to take the paths that are in front of you. I mean, it's ultimately leading to this amazing, fulfilling new start. It's the 10 of Cups. It's everything that you would want to have in either a relationship or a life setting. It's just, you're kind of stuck on which direction, where to go, because it looks like you've had to lose so much that there's not much left to you or your identity. But the thing is, it's telling you to look at it as a way that you have been stripped down to your bones, so that there's nothing left with this old paradigm identity that you could cling to. It's not you, it's not molded to you. You have to go through this journey as a solo artist, and it's not meaning that you're going to be alone for your life. It's not that, but you had to experience this dark night of the soul and have all of these pseudo comforts stripped away from you, because you are the hermit. You are wise. You are meant to be a leader. You are meant for more. You're meant for more substance. So you're going to feel the blowback from that. And I do feel like after a while, you will find calmness and balance in your life. The fears of loss are no longer going to haunt you. And honestly, I feel like everything is working in your favor, and there is a sense of peace and hope restored in life when you have realized that it was essential for you to strip away from the past and let them be disappointed with it. Their disappointment is not your disappointment. It is definitely a shame that you had carried that was projected onto you. But if the shoe were on the other foot, would they have not have hesitated like you did? Let yourself be free of that judgment. It is not yours to keep. Right, so this is going to be a message from either a loved one who has crossed over or from your main guide. If you don't want to hear me yet, pause and read. And pause and read. Okay, now that if you're still here, so dearest you, pump up the music, bang the drums. Get on up and start that hustle towards your goals and dreams. There are times to be still, but this is not one of them. Now is the time to make that first move and say yes to life, and pick up that phone and make that decision and take that one step towards the gods or us. Expect a cascade of changes, good news, and opportunities to show up as if by magic. We know that it's really spirit that stirs up all this and this moving things around for us in your benefit. The point is, we are saying, go for it. Take positive action towards your dreams. Even if the outcome isn't exactly a fit for your agenda, it will be orchestrated by spirit and arrive in divine appropriate timing. Don't you just love how all this works? There's a balance between activity and rest, ebb and flow. You can't have one without the other. So if you're faced with an obstacle right now, the best course of action is to surrender to non-resistance. Well, surrender non-resistance. Soon enough, you'll see how easy it is to flow around it. Now is one of those times where you must treat the river. Now is one of those times where you must trust the river of your life. Go with the flow, and in no time, you'll reach what you have your hearts and hopes set on. Just remember, Spirit will keep your head above water and will direct the currents. When it's time for greater effort, you'll know exactly when you'll need to work those manifesting muscles. It can be challenging to master the flow cycles of your life, but as you develop your skills, affluence will be yours. Enjoy the flow and trust those currents. We are right here with you with our little umbrella drinks, smiling at your success, loving you so, so much. Love, Spirit. So you want to take action. Go with the flow right now. Even if it's not what you anticipated, it's time to get moving. It's time for you to start manifesting this life. Any step forward is, or any step at all, is the right step. Make the step. It's not time to just let yourself lay back. Definitely check out the Daily Tarot and Oracle for May 20th, 2022, timeless. It really talks about this, and this has been a theme of the mini read. So I'm really excited to see what this has in store for you. Even if it doesn't look like what you want right now, trust that it is by action bringing about probably more than what you anticipated. So let me know.